ICD-10 JJ-10B Guidelines, page 047, part 5.
ICD-10 Official Guidelines for Coding and Reporting, 2016.
Okay, a joint effort between the healthcare provider and the coder is essential to achieve complete and accurate documentation, code assignment, and reporting of diagnoses and procedures. And we have here a picture just to make this idea clear, very clear, okay? So can you read this?
The healthcare provider and the coder have to achieve these three objectives.
This is the healthcare provider. This is the doctor, right? You can see that he has his doctor stuff somewhere there, right? He's a doctor, and this lady is the coder, right? So they both have to achieve these three objectives. What are the objectives?
The objectives are accurate documentation,
which means that it has to be precise and on time and complete, the documentation. Everything has to be, it used to be in paper, but now it can be on the computer as long as all the data is accurate, right? Okay, what's the second objective?
code assignment.
Right. When you look at all the data, all the information about the patient's stay, you have to give it a code accordingly. Based on the information, you have to give the patient a code, right? And what do you have to achieve as number 3?
Reporting of diagnoses and procedures.
Right. You have to give information about every diagnosis that the doctor documents, and all the procedures that were done on the patient. Okay, these 3 things have to be achieved by the doctor here and the coder in very close collaboration, right? If something is missing in the documentation, then the coder calls the physician, that's called a query, and it says, you know what, there's something missing here, can you help me complete? And then the doctor comes here, and then you see this showing in the coder, oh, you have to do this, right? You have to add this. I forgot, let's add it together, and then the documentation becomes accurate, okay? All right, so that's our theory for today. And now, are you ready, set, go? We're gonna do a problem. ICD-10 JJ-10A, page 356, exercise 10. This is a level 2 exercise, and it reads like this.
Hydatidiform mole.
Right, it's a hydatidiform mole. Hydatido is like a cyst, and form is the shape. Also, a mole in the shape of a cyst, right? And we are going to count to 3, so you can pause the video and then give us the ICD-10 code for this diagnosis, okay? So 1, 2, 3. Okay, there are 2 codes. The first code is O01.9, and the second code is Z3A.00. Okay, if you got that, congratulations. You can just skip the rest of this video and go to the next one. If you didn't get it, let's give you a few tips. First tip.
This is a level 2 difficulty. There are 2 codes.
There are 2 codes that we consider this a level 2 difficulty. It's not just straightforward that you gotta go to the index and the table and get 1 code. No, it's 2 codes. Okay, tip number 2.
Hydatidiform mole or molar pregnancy results from too much production of the tissue that is supposed to develop into the placenta. So start with mole. So
start with mole, okay? So when you go to the index, you got to go to the M and then search for mole, right? And then from there, it's an easy ride. Now, the tip number 3.
The second code is for weeks of gestation unspecified.
We don't have the weeks of gestation, but keep going.
Any code within O00 through O9A has to have a second code for weeks of gestation.
Right.
See note under Z3A, weeks of gestation.
Right, and since this code falls into that range, we need a second code. And since we don't have the weeks of gestation in the problem, so we just put unspecified, right?
Right.
That's the second code. Okay, so with these tips, and you know the answer already, you have to give us now the path. Okay, so we're gonna count to 3, so you can pause the video and then give us the path to these 2 codes. Okay, so 1, 2, 3. All right, this is the summary of the whole problem. It's a hydatidiform mole. Just in case, if you don't know how to pronounce hydatidiform, go to our website, to the pronunciation part, and there are a couple of places where you can find hydatidiform, okay? So, okay, the code number 1 through the index is found like this.
First you go to index.
Go to the index.
Then you go to mole.
You start with mole.
Then you go to
hydatidiform, right? And there's more there, that's the ellipsis, but we are concerned about hydatid and hydatidiform, right? And so, what's the code for that?
001.9.
001.9. So we're going to check this code in the tabular. So the code 1 through the tabular is checked like this.
First you go to tabular.
Go to tabular.
Then you go to 001.
You start with the 3 first characters, 001. What is that?
That is a hydatidiform mole.
Hydatidiform mole, right? And then you see your choices from there, and the most appropriate is 9. Why?
Because it's unspecified.
Unspecified means we don't have any other information, so this is what we're choosing, right? A 9. So that's why you have an equal sign there, and means that we have checked the first code, right? Are you going to finish that? No. Wait a minute. This 001 falls within the range that we have to add another code, right? So there is a second code. So the code number 2 through the index is found like this.
First you go to index. Then you go to pregnancy.
Pregnancy.
Then you go to weeks of gestation.
Weeks of gestation.
Then you go to unspecified.
Because they don't tell us how many weeks of gestation the lady or the patient has. So
it's C3A.00.
Right. So now we're going to check this second code in the tabular, and the second code through the tabular is found like this.
First you go to tabular.
Tabular.
Then you go to Z3A.
You start with the first 2 characters. What's that?
Weeks of gestation.
Okay, and there's a note there that says
any code within 000 through 09A have to have an additional code for weeks of gestation.
Right, and the 0 after that is?
That is unspecified.
And there's another 0 for?
Not specified.
Not specified, and that's why we're choosing, because we don't have any information about the weeks of gestation, right? So the answer is 2 codes, and the first code is 001.9, and the second code is Z3A.00. Okay? Thanks for watching, and please don't forget to visit our website, and also
you can subscribe to us in YouTube by clicking here for our new medical coding videos.
Right.
We make about 3 videos every day. ICD-10s, CPTs, all that is needed to pass the medical coding certification exams.
Right. If you're preparing for the exams, you can subscribe to our website, to our list in YouTube videos, and then you will get a notice every time that we make videos. We make almost 3 videos, about 3 videos every day, and we rest on weekends, right?
Right.
Okay, then thanks for watching again, and we'll see you tomorrow.